Hey guys, my name is AJ East Coast and I'm with Enter the Gamer Actual with another episode of Gamer Interrupted. Tonight we're going to be talking about the newest games releasing, Star Wars The Clone Wars, WWE's new plans with 2K, and our top 5 segment tonight with building and farming survival games. Stay tuned.
Oh, I didn't see you there. How's it going, everybody? It must be Thursday night because I'm here on the couch. And as usual, my partner in crime, one AJ East Coast, is right there waiting for you as well. So AJ, we have a lot of stuff this week. You sent me another giant list and a half for those of you.
Yes, good evening everyone. It's Thursday night, and that means I spent the last week since we got off the phone last time doing a bunch of scouring the internet for you folks, so we try and figure out the latest news of everything going down, and then I send it over to Dan and he tells me, oh yeah, that's cool, let's talk about that stuff. Well, the one thing I did send you this week that you're pretty excited about, Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yes. If you follow us on Facebook, you guys have seen that I did post that. I am very excited about that. Lucas from Ye Olde Tsugi chiming in. What's up, Lucas? How you doing, bud? Bobby, your nuts.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Yes. Hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
But yeah, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla, I'm very excited about it. I'm not much for the Assassin's games as of late, but this one, I'm a big fan of Vikings. It looks really cool. My only qualms, if you will, with this game is I really hope they don't do the grind wall like they did in Odyssey. Because if they do, that's really going to just kill it for me. It's like, what's the point?
Well, I think Assassin's Creed is really cool right now. It's gone in a different direction, especially for new fans of the series or people just like the recent people, like younger gamers that are coming into the series. Obviously, I remember it my freshman year in high school, which was 2008, 2009, first stumbling upon the series. And obviously, it's going to change. It's changed a lot since then. I think it definitely fell by the wayside for a little while with, just kind of got repetitive and weird. But this is a new, fresh taste to the series. And
it was suffering what I like to refer to as the Call of Duty issue.
Yeah.
The Call of Duty fatigue.
Just one after another.
A new game every year, and they were... as a game developer, think about that. You're cranking out the same game every year. They didn't change anything. They didn't add, do too much different. And that's personally what I feel like they had to do something drastic. And that's why they came out with Origins, then Odyssey, and now we're on Valhalla.
I knew that they were going to start exploring, some of the different areas outside of the UK and Europe and stuff like that. We heard rumors a little while ago that they were going to do Asia, Japan, samurai style, possibly. There was also talk that there was going to maybe be like a Mongolian war style too. But I think Dark Souls and all the other Asian-inspired games that have come out recently kind of put a hinder on that. Maybe they'll pull it out later, but I think it'll be interesting. A quick move to Vikings. Plus, I can see a lot of cool textures and combat and definitely cool items being constructed for this game. Not too big of a fan of the name though. I think Valhalla, like the whole.
I mean, they could have named it like Ragnarok or There's like a zillion Ragnarok games out there, so I think Valhalla was
over.
Yes, it's overdone, but it's still a different direction than what most of these games are doing right now.
Yeah, I don't think we've had a Viking game in a long time. Plus, there's a lot of people out there that are
I think
secret
the last
Viking.
one we had was like Too Human or something like that.
Like that, yeah. There are a lot of secret Viking nerds out there that I think that we can pay attention to that because after I think people got fed up with Game of Thrones, they switched on over to Vikings. If you could find it. But
so Vikings is on Hulu right now and on Amazon Prime. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. I really enjoy it. It's what I used to stream when I was on duty.
Get a little Viking action on to get you ready for Assassin's Creed.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you found something cool about 2K, right? So what's going on with that?
So if you guys have been following us, so for the last, honestly, since we started, we've covered WWE, we've covered wrestling, we've covered some of the crazy controversy and stuff going on in the world with that because of the ongoing situation with coronavirus. But last week we talked about that WWE 2K21 was canceled after the awful flop that was WWE 2K20. I don't know. People are still playing it. Someone's got to make money somewhere. Oh well. But
I honestly think they're just playing it because it's so bad. It's one of those like
it makes good content.
Exactly. It's the only reason why people go and see Tommy Wiseau movies. It's because they're so bad.
Yeah, the same thing. Well, so if you guys remember 2K, I think it was called Playground or Battleground or something like that. It was like a really arcadey style basketball game, big head style. Well, WWE decided to adopt this one this week. Oh, sorry, I got some hiccups. Excuse me. WWE decided to go ahead and adopt that, abandon their simulation style for the year, while they're looking for new developers, and they're going to release what's called WWE 2K Battlegrounds, which is going to be very kid friendly. You know, we saw John Cena being thrown over the ropes by and eaten into an alligator's mouth. It'll be really like arcadey, probably a lot of particle effects and big slams and stuff like that. It's something. It's not the greatest in the world, but it is something. You know,
after the travesty that was the last that shall not be named. They needed a win, and to be honest, I'm not much for wrestling games. I think the last wrestling game I played was SmackDown vs. Raw,
which is
back when I was in college.
Yeah.
So, for me, I think that's what wrestling needs to do. It was getting a little too serious for a while. You know, they were trying to make it more than what it was. I feel like they need to capitalize on the fan base they have, which are these, you know, younger 12 to 18-year-old kids that are big into wrestling. And what better way to do that than with
the introduction with all elite wrestling that was started this last year, or this summer 2019. It did take a lot of the older fans like myself and some of the other people away from WWE, not as a whole, but definitely further away than what we used to be. And now to see an arcade game like this, it'll definitely upset some of the gamers that have been playing wrestling games for a while. But also, I think it will be a little bit of a win for 2K. And WWE, we both know they both need it right now, because it will pay to the kids. It will pay to the people that enjoyed NBA Grounds. I'm sorry, that game was so old I could not figure out what the name of that game was, but
it was like
it is the
2K
same people.
Street or something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. It is the same people making the game.
The viewers, if you guys know which game it is, leave it in the chat. We'll give you a shout out if you remember which one it is. GTS. Google that shit. So one thing I will say is, yes, it's probably going to take a lot of flack, but it's what's needed in the genre. Look at what Wind Waker did with Legend of Zelda. The hardcore fans after Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask wanted another, very cinematic Legend of Zelda game, and we got Wind Waker. I was one of those haters when it first came out. I hated it. I was like, oh, it's so shaded. It's so terrible. And then I played it. And it was almost like I picked up my SNES, blew it off, and put a Link to the Past in there. It was that type of feel. And I feel like the gamers putting that game in, it's going to get some hate at first, but then it's going to remind them back to those old NES cartridges that they used to play. And how bad those were. So I think it's good for them. I think it could be
a win, too.
I think it's going to be good for them.
Me personally, and I think some of the other hardcore gamers will probably not touch it, but I think it has some positivity out there somewhere.
Yeah. So AJ, I saw something recently that I want to discuss. HBO, I think it's HBO Max, is releasing a new series of shorts. Bear with me, and you just brace yourself, AJ. This is huge. It's huge. It's huge.
Listening.
Looney Tunes is back, baby. New Looney Tunes shorts. Bugs Bunny, Marvin the Martian, freaking Yosemite Sam. All of them, they're back. I don't know about you, but that makes me super happy. Like, that's freaking awesome.
I mean, I think I was just over the curve with that one. I really didn't spend too much time watching those kind of cartoons back then. But I think it's really cool, personally. Honestly, that's a huge franchise to be able to restart right now. And everyone's into the whole reboot, things. And to see a reboot actually happening is cool, because there's been a lot of people like, oh, we're going to reboot this, we're going to reboot that. But now, you're actually seeing one on a huge streaming platform that people go to for a series. I think that's awesome.
And to be honest, this is what I feel like is needed nowadays. There's no classic cartoons on anymore. All cartoons have to have some sort of like moral agenda of some kind.
A message at the end.
A message, exactly. Looney Tunes was just slapstick, nonsensical fun, and I feel like we've lost that in animation nowadays.
I have to agree with you on that one.
So the fact that Looney Tunes is coming back and HBO is giving them that chance to come back, just right here. HBO, molto bene. All right, so your topic. What do you got next for us?
So, I've always loved the console wars. I've always been a huge fan. There was a young wizard king in Colorado. I'm referring to Cartman in the episode. I'm referring to that episode. But Xbox versus Sony. I thought it was going to die after the console, but obviously it hasn't. They went off the PS4 Pro, and then we had the Xbox, whatever the Ultimate Elite comes. It's made of Panda. I'm not really sure what was so special about it, but now they're at war over a different thing, which is who can sell the cheapest video game right now. And it's really cool because, PS4 online store and Xbox online store have incredible specials and deals right now. I was looking through them. Xbox came back and said you could get games under there for like under $4. Then they said they had stuff on there that was under $2. For example, like Fallen Order on the Xbox store is $35 right now, and then they have things that are down to like probably, I think I saw one on there for $1.99 on the Xbox store.
Wow.
So it's great. It's not just crap stuff too. It's really good, interesting games. I know I think it was 3 weeks ago, I said that things were up to 70% off, but this little savings war has now ignited even bigger savings. So it's a good time to hop on there and get some different games, some interesting stuff.
So one of the big things that's been going on is everybody been talking about that crossplay and how it's breeding a new type of just interconnectivity between the consoles. And to be completely honest, I love the console wars. I love the fact that these consoles sit there and be like, nah, bitch,
how can we?
I got the best games.
How can we beat that guy?
I love that, especially when you got Sony coming out with, hey, we got Last of Us, we got this, we got that, and Microsoft counters was like, oh yeah, well, Halo Infinite, what now? It forces joking aside, it forces these systems to act better. Yes, I want to see, the same games coming out for PS4 and Xbox, because I would love to see a Halo on the PS4 or on the PlayStation. I really enjoyed the Halo series or a Forza on the PlayStation. However, comma.com, I like the fact that it's on the Xbox, because that's what Xbox does. You don't, it forces Sony to dig out the big guns. And if you look, that's one of the reasons why Xbox is getting its ass handed to them right now. Microsoft lost the last console war. Why? How many freaking exclusive games did they have? Halo, Gears of War.
That was about it. Yeah, Halo and Gears of War 3 and 4, maybe.
Then you have Sony that had this massive library of exclusives, and all Nintendo does is exclusives.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's kept them going this long, is the fact that they've had all these exclusives. So, and like we were saying, the reason why Nintendo's so good is because they don't have to try to compete, because they know we have this giant library that we can always pull from, and they're still pulling out gold. Look at
and the products that they push out are always going to be good stuff, and if they have flops, they always recognize it too. And
they're the first to admit when they mess up, unlike EA.
Yeah.
Dicks.
Well,
Bethesda. Actually, right now it's Bethesda. Bethesda's
Yeah.
the one that's fucking up.
if you go to our YouTube, you can see us talk about that last week with Joby and Josh about how Bethesda screwed up and they're trying to make amends now. But I think this is really cool, though. It's a different little end of the season, end of the. Obviously the war is not over. We're gonna have PS5 versus Xbox, whatever.
See, now's where the war begins spinning up.
Yeah. So I think
you have the
right
Switch in full swing right now. Like the Switch is dominating.
I was gonna say back then you couldn't consider Nintendo as a contender. Now we have this like weird third party that might end up becoming the winner out of all of this.
So the thing with Nintendo is if you look at the way they operate, they're very big on innovation. So when you had the Wii, Wii was good, but it was more geared towards a generic gamer, and they realized they fucked up there because they lost all of their hardcore gaming audience. They lost all of their, common gaming audience, and it went to a gimmick. That's when you saw Twilight Princess come out, and they were really reaching to try to get their fans back. And then they released the Wii U, which is what I believe the Wii should have been from the very beginning. The Wii U was literally them testing the format for the Switch. And when they saw such a great feedback from that, that's when they pulled the trigger on it. And it blew everybody else out of the market.
It'll be interesting to see what Nintendo decides to do. I think they have something different up their sleeve after we see, the holiday sales of PS4 and Xbox. I think they're hiding something. I think they're going to come out with something cool that might kind of just push us all out of the water.
Hey, what's up, King Scuba?
King Scuba, what's up, man? We were singing your praises earlier before the stream. But yeah, definitely cool to go on there, get some cool deals. Speaking of the PlayStation Store, it is official now that The Last of Us Part 2 is available to buy for pre-order, which means we have a official release date, and I think we can believe this one because I just tried to click on to pre-order, and it's asking me for my birthday information, which wasn't there last time. So the release date now, June 19, 2020, for The Last of Us Part 2.
So it's coming.
Sony. It's coming. I think it's official. You can digitally pre-order it now. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't turn around and say, hey, just kidding. But now they give you the option to buy it now, which gives me a little more faith that we're actually going to have something to play
just a little bit
in June.
A little bit. So
I know you're a big Last of Us man. I know you've got a lot to say about this one. No,
actually, I've never played the Last of Us series. I have nothing but the utmost respect for it because it is such a good game. But zombie games just aren't my thing.
Yeah. It is different. What I really like about this is that it's more than just a zombie game because everything you do matters, and there are other aspects besides just killing zombies, and running and killing them can't save you. In these kind of games, you have to make your choices on what you're doing. But it looks like it's probably going to be, obviously because of this whole global situation with coronavirus, it's not going to be the biggest expected release hype that we've had because of the delay, but it's still people are still so stoked to see this game.
Right now, being as we're talking about game releases, why don't we talk about something that's about to come out? What's up, Miranda Lorian? Good seeing you back. But Destroy All Humans, also known as Invader Zim. I am so freaking excited for this game. There is so much hype there. I just, there's something about it. It's just always resonated with me. AJ, I think we lost your mic there, bud. But, yeah, we lost your mic. So, I'm excited for...
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
Uh-oh, sorry. I'm not sure if you heard anything. What was the last thing you heard me say?
I don't remember. I was rambling on about how excited I am for Destroy All Humans, and I just kind of forgot you were there.
That's all right. Destroy All Humans. I remember when Amazon leaked, or not, someone said the leak that Amazon was going to produce Destroy All Humans, I saw the picture. I was like, oh my god, this can't be.
It was THQ Nordic. THQ Nordic was the one who leaked that. Hey guys, we're working on a project. Wink, wink.
It looked amazing then. That was what, almost a year and a half ago. I can't imagine what it looks like now. It probably.
But here's the thing. It's a remake of the one that came out for the PS2 or PS3. I can't remember. But they showed a comparison of the first level from Destroy All Humans then and Destroy All Humans now, and it's like night and day. It is freaking beautiful. Well, I cannot wait. I want to see what they do with this game. It's going to be fracking amazing.
Well, saying that the last time that I played this game, I was probably 10 years old, I think, was 2005 release. So that was 15 years ago. I'm excited now to see what kind of improve. Do you think they're going to have any kind of different changes, like how we talked about with Final Fantasy last week? Do you think there'll be any kind of big core changes with this update?
So I don't think there's going to be too many changes. I think they're sticking to the original script, but they've completely overhauled the graphics. They completely overhauled the physics engine. It just looks like a fresh new game. And if anything, I hope they lengthened the campaign. They added a few more levels. They put a little bit more depth to it. Like we were discussing with Final Fantasy VII, adding that extra depth to it made the game a little bit better. But I can see where a lot of people are getting frustrated with it. I watched Zero Punctuation. If you guys haven't watched that YouTube show yet, definitely give it a shout out. Ben Yahtzee is hysterical, and he was just lacing into Final Fantasy VII remake. And he had good gripes about it. I can't really complain about the things he was saying because they were all true.
Yeah.
So,
well, another cool thing about Destroy All Humans, PC players get the chance to play this time around. So if back then you didn't have that, if you didn't have a PlayStation or an Xbox in 2005 and you just had a computer, which there were that's, I hate when people say that they're the master race because we've had it longer. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Play everything. Who cares?
PC master race.
Now you PC folk have the opportunity to go ahead and play some Destroy All Humans.
Yeah.
And I believe I've got the release date here. That's going to be July 28th.
Yes, coming up. Up. I wouldn't be surprised though. THQ Nordic is really good with their fan service, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see it drop sooner if it's ready.
Okay. Yeah.
With everything going the way it is now, what better way to just give the fans what they want than dropping this game kind of like under the radar and then watching it explode, because all it's going to take is one, streamer to get out there and be like, holy crap, this game is out, guys, get on it, and it'll blow up. It looks fun. It's got the original voice actors back. It's got the dude who does the voice of Invader Zim. I'm so excited. It's going to be great. So definitely go check it out. It's coming out soon. I know I'm definitely going to get it.
Oh yeah, me too. I hope it sticks with like the whole base, zap them and destroy them. But then I hope it adds a cool little different, a little bit more challenging gameplay too. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. All right, so what else you got for us, AJ?
All right. So I remember sending this picture to you as soon as I found the information. There was, and I'm gonna pull the post up here, but I just want to talk about it too. There was a person on Twitter, and I'll find her name for us, that found a baseball game from Japan.
Oh my God, yes.
Was released in 1994, so the birth year of yours truly. So it was an awesome game because everything that happened in 1994 besides MLB shutting down was amazing. So they being in the 90s and being that, our language doesn't always translate over to the Japanese language and so far and so forth, back and forth there, they released a bunch of American baseball names for players in their game that were supposed to be American, and the list was pretty funny because when you read it, you can see that what they were trying to say, but it takes you a second. It's an abstract kind of squint, and you're like, oh, he means to say Mike Hernandez, but it doesn't say Mike Hernandez.
So what do you have a list of these names?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now. I had it earlier, but my phone decided to reset itself.
Oh God!
On the in the middle of me texting.
Yeah, and it doesn't help that Doc Shippy guy keeps blowing up your phone before our shoots.
No, I just got to remember to plug in my phone at night and do the updates when I'm supposed to. I'm really bad about doing that. Here it is. Yeah, I've got some of the examples of the names. So
here we go.
The person on Twitter that found it, her name was Jane C. Who, at Jane_C_Who. And this game was for the Super Famicom. I believe it came from the game called 1994 Fighting Baseball is the official name of the game. Interesting name for the... Yeah, interesting name for the game. But,
yes!
Okay, so...
Oh my God, yes.
So there's one... The first name on the list is Sleeve. SLEVE. McDykel. MCDICHAEL is the last name. Followed by his Jeremy Gride, Willie Dusty, Dean Where's Ray. That's a good one.
Wow.
Dwight, spelled
Dean
DWIGT.
Dean Where's Ray. I think that's my favorite so far.
We've got Tim Sandoli, Carl Dandleton, Todd Gonzalez.
Wow.
So,
for those of you playing along in the chat, come up with some good Japanese baseball American names for us. Best one will get a shout out by us at the end of the stream and on our YouTube. So come up with some good ones for us.
My favorite one was Bobson Dugnut. So, yeah, I don't know if... Here's the thing. It was the 90s. Obviously, they didn't have the opportunity to go on Google and search what are the most popular American last and first name combinations in 1994. So I think they just kind of had to wing it. And this is what we got. Oh, I wish I could see Miss Jane's face when she popped in that game and
dude,
and saw
we're gonna have to try to find it and see if we can play it. Because that just sounds amazing. I really want to see this now.
1994's Fighting Baseball.
Oh, God, that's beautiful.
Well, we know that we love our Japanese friends. Me and him both lived in country forever, and they love baseball. They take it to another level. So I can imagine that this wasn't a funny thing for them. This was a serious game that came out.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it probably was a little over the top. Because, everything they do, it was most likely a little over the top.
I just hope Bobson Dugnut was hitting dingers when he had the
opportunity. Bobson Dugnut brings greater honor to family.
I just hope that he has the opportunity to hit some dingers in 1994.
Get them dingers. All right, so let's see. What else do we have? Blurp, blurp, blurp. So, what's this you sent me about some Overwatch player? I'm not familiar with anything Overwatch. I know it's big in the esports world, but that's not me.
Well, I try to keep up with the esports, especially because my school has an esports team itself, the Armada. Well, there's an Overwatch player. He's famed. Overwatch player, his name is Jay Sinatra with 2 A's. He decided just out of nowhere to abandon his team and retire, and he switched over to Riot's first-person shooter, Valorant. When we talked about that last week with Jovi and Josh, I was actually followed up with them.
That sounds shady. That sounds so shady.
I thought the same thing. I think it was more of like a, hey, why don't you come over here and play with us instead of like out of the blue. I'm just going to go ahead and leave.
That's such a Riot thing to do, too. Like, I can see them being like, hey, homie, you like Overwatch? Well, we got an Overwatch, and we're willing to give you a whole bunch of shit for it.
Well, he's gonna be joining Team Sentinels, and the way that they released it, they were just about to say, we're excited to announce our details about the Valorant team, and they released a picture of him and 4 other esports fellas. And then he went on there and said,
so freaking ridiculous.
He went on there and said, yeah, I'm going to be officially retiring from Overwatch. I mean, he's got the MVP from the Overwatch World Cup. in the Overwatch League Cup. And I mean, it's cool to see another game come into the esports, but at the same time, like, why would you do that to your team, you know, just to go play something new and exciting? Like, I understand, like, you got to keep the competition going, but you probably could have gone about it a little nicer.
I mean, that's like a total dick move, if you ask me.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't abandon your team. Like, if this was something, hey, announced next season is going to be this season is going to be my last season, but I'm going to finish out the season with the guys, and then next year I'll be playing this other stupid game that they're going to steal all my identity info for because China.
Yeah.
That just rubs me the wrong way. That's like...
I didn't like it either when I read the story.
That's like when you're playing Battlefield or Call of Duty and your team's losing, so you switch sides halfway through the game.
I mean, I understand it's an awesome game and it's really cool to play, but, you know,
I get that it's a good opportunity for them.
Yeah.
I get that, but it's just...
Honestly, I can compare this to like somebody, you know, being a professional athlete being traded and people just don't understand. But with this one, it's a little bit more because you're not really have like a huge contract, you know?
You're wearing the holiest team hat right now. And that would be mid-season freaking... Yeah. I don't know who we even have anymore. That would have been like Papelbon at his height, chucking the deuces and joining the Yankees.
Yeah. I guess there's never been...
that would be like Zdeno Chara dropping out and joining the Penguins.
Yeah. Esports has always had controversy, and I think it's because there hasn't been too much regulation with it, but now that it's becoming bigger, it's being regulated a little bit more, but you know, things like this are still going to happen. But I guess ESPN even got involved because there's nothing else to do right now with ESPN, and they asked Sinatra for a quote, and Sinatra said, but he wasn't available, but the San Francisco Shock responded to him, which I guess is the organization that he works with, that they sponsor, and he said that they appreciate the great play and personality that Sinatra brought to his community. We'll miss him, and we'll wish him the best for the future. And I
give the team a lot of props. I mean, that's their PR guy putting in good work.
Yeah.
But those teammates were like, really, dude? Really?
Come on, man.
Really?
And
Thanks.
Especially because Valorant's so early. I understand they're trying to prepare, but it's still... So... It's a little premature, in my opinion.
You know, Valorant, I get it. I get the hype, but it's an Overwatch. It's an Apex Legends clone. That's all it really is. It's like Overwatch with more bells and whistles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I don't. But then again, I don't get a lot of those type of games. So
neither do I. But I mean, there's the appeal to it, and I'm sure the kid's going to do great on his new team.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we'll just keep our eyes out to see if any more controversy happens with old Sinatra there.
Right? Oh, God.
Some a little bit more positive that I did tell you about earlier in the week, though. And this is kind of something cool. I know we have Miranda Lorian watching, and I know a couple other game designers watch our show. But Hollywood right now, they basically asked for help to help them in restarting movie shoots. Filming for new movies, and they're helping with video game technology. Specifically, there's being able to have giant 4K LED screens as backdrops, and they can produce virtual sets that game designers and developers are producing for the people to use in the movies instead of having to go outside and film right now. Which I thought was really cool. I guess from Epic Games, I know how you feel about that, but their CTO, their chief, there's the eyes, the chief technology officer, she said whatever we can do to help the movie industry get back into production quickly. So that's a little nice. Some good news coming from this whole shutdown little thing right there. How do you feel about that?
I think it's awesome. I really do. I do think that if you guys have seen The Mandalorian, that's how most of that was shot.
Yeah.
Was with those virtual backgrounds. So I'm all for it. I think it's great. I loathe Epic, so I'm trying not to be super positive.
Yeah, I know. I know.
I can't hate them. It's doing good things for the community, so I'm sending good vibes out a little bit.
I hope
it's hurting me to do so, but everybody's got to do their
part
to try to make this thing go by quicker.
Not only that, painful. It gives a little bit of publicity for these people to put on their resumes, portfolios, and even in the credits. Another, sorry, excuse me, heartburn. That's what happens when you drink a whole cup of hot black coffee. But it gives them an opportunity to have their name in the credits now. On top of hey, I helped with. I don't know what exactly they're doing, obviously, but for example, I'm sure maybe they're coming up with something cool, like I helped with that, and then someone's like, "What do you mean you're a game designer? What do you mean you helped with that?" And be like, "No, man, this is what I did," and that might be able to help you get into bigger studios too if you're helping out with that.
I think it's great. Keeping our game designers in work. That's awesome. I know you're getting into that field, and I know how much work they do. Because. I had originally intended on going into graphic design and all that stuff before I realized I don't have any artistic talent whatsoever.
You do, man. Doc has done a lot with our graphics. It's not all, he is good. He's good. Don't let him humble you out.
And I did do that webcomic briefly, but thankfully the webcomic was mostly other people doing all the artwork for it. I just sketched it out and everybody else did the rest of the work.
What I think the coolest thing is that, game designers have this hidden talent to create nothing or create something from nothing. And honestly, people just sit down behind the computer and can create something. That's really cool. So if you have somebody coming to you like a movie studio and literally asking you to create your wildest, if not some of your insane dreams, and put it onto a screen, and especially be able to have people watch it in that way, it's pretty interesting. I think in the future everybody's going to come together anyway. We're already seeing Netflix starting to do some stuff like that with video game industry. I think everything's going to be in one together overall.
Oh yeah. I mean, the movie industry really could take some notes from the video game industry.
Especially the storytelling in some games.
Don't say that too loud. Michael Bay may be listening and go, EA, you help me make movies. Explosions, yes.
Please make it.
Please help me make movie with all the explosions. Oh, God.
Maybe Avatar 12 will be made with video game engines in VR. Everyone has to wear a headset when you go to theaters.
Why?
Because I like to bust your balls. That's why.
I hated Avatar so much. There's only one Avatar, and it's not that Pandora shit. It's The Last Airbender, thank you.
For our viewers that are new to us, Doc is a hard man to please when it comes to pop culture, but that's why we love him and we keep him around.
No, I'm not very hard to please when it comes to pop culture. It's just, I hate when stupid people do stupid things.
Which happens quite often.
Frequently.
Unfortunately, I wish it didn't, but it does.
Oh, God. Just, this isn't the salt mines, so Kathleen Kennedy, you'll be spared for this evening. But so something I gave a shout out to on our Facebook page. Have you been watching Clone Wars, AJ?
So I definitely I'm watching it, but I'm not anywhere caught up to where this new information is right now. But
so massive spoilers for those of you who haven't seen the newest episode of season 7. Just amazingness. Darth Maul fight where they actually used motion capture on Ray Park to get the fight right. And it felt like Darth Maul. It was Where you know how sometimes you're watching the animated series and it's just like, okay, it's a lightsaber fight. Meh. No.
Yeah.
This felt like you were watching Ray Park as Darth Maul. Like, Phantom Menace lightsaber battle. It was the best lightsaber battle of the entire series.
Really?
Yes. If you get a chance, go onto our Facebook. I posted the link up there. Dave Filoni made a point, and this is Disney, take notes. Kathleen Kennedy, take notes. This is how you do Star Wars.
Yeah.
He's sitting there and goes, I wanted to do something that was going to be really fun and something the fans would have wanted. Ray Park coming back as freaking Darth Maul with Sam Witwer. For those of you who don't know, Sam Witwer was the voice of Starkiller from the Force Unleashed video games and does the voice of Darth Maul for the animated series. So right there you have layers of Star Wars upon layers. So
and video game experience with him already being with it. So it's not because a lot of times you grab an actor and you want him to do video games and they don't take it seriously. There's problems. They don't understand how it works. Like, oh, why does it take 10 years to release a game? Well, it does, sir. Like, that's just how it is.
But just everything they've done with the Clone Wars series, the last two episodes have really hit different. Like when you're watching it and it's just like, oh, like even the title sequence, it gets you right there and you're just like, oh no, this is different. I don't know. It's just chills, so good. That, and for those of you who did see it, more spoilers. So if you don't like spoilers, I'm gonna for the YouTube post, I'll have like a flashing light or something.
Yeah.
But in the end credits, or not the end credits, like right before the big fight with Ahsoka and Darth Maul's talking to 3 syndicate leaders. One of which, if you've played or read the book Shadows of the Empire, you will be very familiar with. It is Prince Shizor from Shadows of the Empire. Disney has made him canon.
Yes.
Finally.
They brought in literature.
They have finally brought in some expanded universe Legends stuff from the good Legends era.
Yeah, only like 35 years of literature that Disney can go back and use, but decides not to.
And the thing is, though, the part that kind of kills me with this and why Disney has slept on this for so long is Shadows of the Empire was one of the best games that came out for the N64 and revolutionized Star Wars games as a whole. So letting that one sit there on the N64 and collect dust without doing a new digital release, without updating the graphics, without re-releasing it with updated controls and everything, would be heartbreaking. And I think this is what they're doing, because we just recently saw them re-release Episode 1 Racer on the Switch and PS4. So that leads me to believe that Shadows of the Empire may not be too far behind, which is why you saw Prince Shizor, which would be a good thing for them to do in the future. Kathleen Kennedy, Disney, if you guys are paying attention, we want Shadows of the Empire again. Give us a mini-series. That would be freaking amazing.
Yeah, a mini-series could work, yeah. That would...
Just awesome.
Like the fact that we have Disney Plus. You know, you have you have a platform now to be able to go ahead and show, you know, a lot of these. I just smacked my water bottle off the table. To show all of these authors who have, you know, I'm hoping to get their stories told, because unfortunately there is a lot of a younger audience in Star Wars that hasn't read a lot of those books, because, you know, most of the time you have to go to the bookstore and they're in this section, you find them, and
they're getting harder and harder to find, because Disney's taken a lot of those expanded universe Legends stuff and kind of deep sixed it. You can find a lot of them on Audible, but for, you know, me, I grew up with the Young Jedi series, the Dark Empire series, and all that, and for them to finally start reaching into it, and we saw a little bit of it with Rebels when they brought out Thrawn, who was this massive character in the expanded universe for many years, and now we see him on the big screen, on the little screen, and it's just like, vindication for us because we've been waiting to see that story. That's the Thrawn story and the Warlord Saga is the story we should have gotten for 7, 8, and 9. However, they went a whole new route with it. At the end of the day, we did kind of get a Dark Empire type of series out of it, but you just have to watch 7 and 9. 8 doesn't exist. Me and Kyle have been sitting there talking about it. We're still trying to figure out what the hell they were doing with 8.
A bridge.
But
that's stupid. Yeah,
that's the topic for the salt mines. We'll save that. I'll put the salt away. I my bad.
Something that I forgot to mention last week, though. You don't have to go and pay the $20 anymore and watch Star Wars. If you have Disney Plus, it's now available to stream for the new Star Wars movie. If you didn't have a chance to
get
in,
out yet. It's not what is it? Rise of Skywalker is not on Disney Plus yet.
Or did they say that they were having it released though?
It's already been released. They're saying they're going to release it, but they're holding on to that with a stranglehold because that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for them to come out on.
I apologize. I misread it wrong. So they're going to release it on Star Wars Day, May 4th. Will be available.
I'm sorry. The real holiday is Revenge of the 5th. Thank you.
Yeah, I have the.
We don't speak rebel here. Propaganda here.
I have the tweet here from Disney Plus. The complete Skywalker saga, all in one place. Start streaming all nine films, including Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, on May the 4th, only on Disney Plus. Wow. That's not true because you can buy them or rent them, but if you have Disney Plus, May 4th, you can watch the new Star Wars.
So, I've been sitting there, AJ, now that we're doing this Corona thing.
Okay.
One of these days, I'm going to do it. A true Star Wars marathon.
Well, you can now. Look, on May 4th, why not Star Wars Day?
No. Because I have to work. I have that awful work thing. But the true way to watch Star Wars.
The way it was intended?
The way it was intended. So 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, the Clone Wars TV series. 3, Solo, Rogue Squadron, or Rebels, Rogue One, A New Hope, Empire, then Return of the Jedi.
Yep.
And then you can just leave it there because everything after that doesn't exist.
I talked about that with some friends that 7, 8, and 9 weren't necessary. It was cool. It just wasn't needed.
To be honest, I get what they were trying to do. They were trying to modernize it. They were trying to add new characters and whatnot, but they could have just done that. They could have. There was no need.
It was cool to see the Target though. Target like filled with tons of Star Wars toys. Walking in and there. I haven't seen that since I don't remember how old I was. Since they released them
back in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't even know how old I was when I went to go see Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I do remember watching Phantom Menace on VHS for the first time, though, at home. I do remember that, going to that famous place, Blockbuster.
Oh, I miss Blockbuster. That's how you knew it was going to be a lit weekend, going into Blockbuster and picking out a game. All right,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're coming down to our final 10 minutes here, and I know you and I have shit we got to do. I have to be up at 4:30 tomorrow. So we're going to go into our top 5. It's time for the top 5, and it's on me this week. And so top 5 building survival games, farming sims. Okay. So we'll start with you, AJ. This is all coming from last week. We had Joby and Josh on, and I was thinking, Animal Crossing falls into that genre, so why not go into it this week?
I'd have to say, so I'll start at number 5, and the reason I put it here at number 5 is because it's not the greatest game to hop into, but once you figure it out and you've read on the internet and what to do and how to play, but I'm talking about The Forest, available PS4 and PC. Yeah. Interesting game. And also virtual reality as well. If you have it, you can play The Forest in VR. Different game, really cool, open sandbox. I've wrote papers about it. on the good sides of it, on the shitty sides of no instructions. So if you do have that game, if you want to play that game, make sure that you look online, because you'll get frustrated within the 15 minutes. I'll have to go back through our streams. I remember I used to stream it back when it first was still in beta a couple years ago in the summertime, and I had to stream.
I'm trying to think.
It was scary. It was scary. Yeah, I had a playthrough of it. I might pick it up and do it again sometime. But
it was when we first started ETG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had a.
You were doing the streams then. It was the Let's Play on Wednesdays after me and Steve did Please No Kill Monday, Tuesdays.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, but definitely it has its issues with people not knowing what the heck to do in that game. But, how about you? What do you got for a top 5?
All right, so we discussed it last week. Portal Knights. That is my number 5 of building crafting games. It's fun. It's cutesy. If you want a building game, but would really rather have a story to go along with it, this is the game for you. It started out, it was an alpha for the longest time, and then it was released as a indie game, and now it's on all the consoles. It's a fun game. It's cute. You get all the fun of crafting and building like in Minecraft, but then you still have combat elements, and it plays out more like a platformer than a survival game. So that's my number 5 is Portal Knights. And back to you.
I would have to go ahead and say Surviving Mars. That one came out in
Mars. Ooh.
Yeah, that one came out in 2018. It was a little bit of an indie release, but it got a huge positive reception from Steam and the PC users, getting a 9 out of 10. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of difficult. You're basically trying to build a good biome on Mars for yourself to survive. You've got to build infrastructures. There's a lot of like spacecrafts, like little, rovers and rocket ships, and you have the ability to go through the red planet. It's a lot of fun. It's different type of base building. It has the overlook view of the RTS. But yeah, you're basically trying to build a little city livable area inside Mars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was definitely something. It was cool.
Very cool. So my number 4. I love it. You know me in indie games. I'm not a big fan of indie games. I give credit where credit's due, but for some reason, indie games and me don't mix. This one's an indie game. My number 4 is Graveyard Keeper.
Don't know about that one.
It's a darker Stardew Valley. And the thing I love most about it is it's sarcastic. You play in this fantasy world as a graveyard keeper, as in people, they drop off bodies to you, you embalm them, you remove parts of them, you try to make them as good as you can, and then you put them in the graveyard. And your goal is to try to get your graveyard as high a rating as possible. It is so much fun. I lost so many hours to this game trying to get my graveyard amazing and immaculate, and it's just very witty. All the characters have a lot of depth to them. For a 2D top-down platformer, it's fun. That's my number 4 is Graveyard Keeper. And number 3, AJ, what do you got for us?
So I've been trying to figure out what the name of it. It was by LucasArts. It was it just came to me, Thrillville. It was a roller coaster. Well, not just roller coaster. It was a theme park building game that LucasArts made.
That was back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah. They had 2, Thrillville 1 and Thrillville 2 off the rails. I had both of them on the PSP, the original PSP, that looked like the tape recorder in the back, and you shove it in. You can still get it, the second one, on Steam. And I recently picked it up again and started playing it. It's the whole thing is trying to build the most thrilling theme park of all time, and it has a theme thrill rating system that gives you like 5 stars based on people. You have your customers, like, you can, if it has a really good roller coaster, you'll see customers waiting in line and they'll be throwing up on the ground because they just went through some crazy circles and jumps and things like that. And then you had the ability to go in there and build your own roller coaster from scratch and make it do whatever you wanted.
Well, that's cool.
And It had a lot of smart AI too, just like how it did back in the day. You walked up, if you hadn't played for a while, if you walked around the park and you had an NPC come up to you, it'd be like, "Hey, aren't you the park manager? I haven't seen you around here in a while." Like it was really, yeah, it was a different game. It was a lot of fun.
Nice. So my number 3 is a tie by 2 games in the same series, Dragon Quest Builders 1 and 2.
Yes, okay.
So,
I didn't know about the first one, but I knew about the second one.
Very similar to Portal Knights, but with that Dragon Quest flair and a very, very polished feel to it. I am a diehard Dragon Quest fan. I've been a fan ever since I played the first one on my... they ported it from the original NES to the Game Boy. That's how long the original Game Boy, the fucking brick, that's how long I've been playing this series, and I absolutely love it. And when I found out they were coming out with a building game for it, I was head over heels. It's fun, it's cutesy, it's sarcastic, it doesn't take itself seriously. So much so that the voice in the sky is talking to the main character, and the main character's visibly getting bored.
Okay.
And the voice is just like, you just want to get out of this dungeon and build things, right?
Yeah.
All right,
that's what
craft that thing, get out of here, I'm done dealing with you. And that's the fun of it, is it doesn't take itself seriously. It knows it's a building game, and it just lets you do that. It gives you a giant sandbox world where everything's destructible. I love it. It's fun. If you haven't played it yet, go out and buy it. It's pretty cheap right now. And number 2, getting up there.
That one for me was gonna have to be... well, I'd have to say Tropico number 5.
Yes.
I haven't played the newest one, but you're a dictator. You take over the island.
Yep.
You're building the cities. Crazy things happen to you. There's a huge... This is a really cool open city building sandbox that has a lot of plot to it and a lot of cool stories. I've been meaning to pick up the 6th one, but there's just so much stuff comes out. You never get
so much.
You never get through everything.
You're still trying to get me to get Animal Crossing.
That's right. Yeah. So Boppy, your nuts says love Tropico 5. Yeah, I loved it too. So much. It's a great game to go back to too, because it's one of those games that just you can continue to play forever and ever and ever.
I remember I picked it up when it was one of those free to plays off PSN.
Yeah.
I got I was playing Fallout 2 at the time, and I was just, nope, Tropico, must play.
So much fun.
I am Generalissimo. It was when we were in Japan, too. One of my roommates would walk in, and I'd be sitting there playing. They'd be like, what are you doing? It's like, you shall
I'm running a
refer
country.
to me as El Generalissimo. Now leave.
It's hard to be the El Jefe around a giant of a whole island. It's nuts.
It's fun. So my number 2 is going to come as a surprise, because I know everybody knows how much I love this game. I used to live stream this game very regularly with Please No Kill with Steve, and it's not my number 1. It's my number 2, Ark. If you're going to mention survival building games, Ark...
You got to bring up Ark.
Yeah,
Ark has been your thing since day one, man.
In fact, we were the only ones streaming it the day it came out of alpha.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because Twitch was down, and I literally had my phone set up so I could periscope it.
Yeah.
But we were the only ones live streaming it, so... I've loved Ark since Tanner got us into it in Japan. I've been playing it since it was in alpha.
Who doesn't love to ride dinosaurs?
Ride dinosaurs, build crazy things, and just destroy everything. So much fun. I love it. That's my number 2. Now, number 1, we're kind of running low on time here. AJ, what do you got for us, number 1?
It's gonna have to be Sid Meier's Civilization.
Yes.
I guess I can say 6. Not necessarily. That's one I'm playing now, but it's not necessarily my favorite. The last one, 5, was my favorite. So much fun.
I honestly thought you were going to go with Animal Crossing for that one. For your number 1.
I said Animal Crossing before in a top 5 already, so I got to change it now. But yeah, Civilization, so much fun. Obviously, same thing. You're a ruler. You build governments, build religion, tourism. You go to war. I actually made it through an entire game without going to war with anyone.
Lies.
No, I swear. I pulled a diplomacy victory. It wasn't my most entertaining game, but it was still done. I was able to play Peacekeeper the entire time. But that's what I love about Civilization, the series. That you can build your armies and do whatever you want, but you can also have a different experience every time that you play. I also, when I was a kid, I got really nerdy and used to write like little plot stories as to why I was doing things and attacking things, and yeah.
Well, El Generalissimo does not need a reason to attack things. So my number one.
I also rained death on everyone.
No. So what if I nuked Gandhi like 80 times? He had it coming. So my number one all-time favorite building survival game is the original building survival game, Minecraft. There's something to be said. Gonna say that. Yeah, there's something to be said about going out there and just having this open sandbox to play in. It is Legos, and I freaking love it. Lego had one very similar called Lego Worlds. It was very interesting, but it just didn't capture it like Minecraft did. And if Lego comes out with one that's basically Minecraft but better, I will jump on that bandwagon, but they have yet to do it. So my number one build survival is Minecraft. And that's probably going to round us out for the day. Any last thoughts, AJ?
No, we covered a lot of good content this week. I really appreciate everyone out here coming with us every week and coming. And even if you missed the shows, I know people have messaged me and said that they've gone back and watched the broadcast. So we really appreciate that here at ETG. And
I'm working on getting them all on YouTube. The first few we had to deep six because the audio was trash because Doc Shippey was lazy and had to figure it out. But now we've got the audio issues sorted out, so you'll be seeing these up on YouTube. It's going to be about a week because there's some weird affiliacy things going on, and one of our sponsors is kind of lax about that stuff. So please bear with us. We will be getting them up online. Special shout outs, ROE Games, 19 Park Lane, Havelock. If you guys get a chance, we will be doing another Salt Mines episode, so check us out on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. I got nothing else to say, so from all of us here at ETG Actual, thanks for watching. AJ?
I'm AJ East Coast. Thank you for coming to Game Interrupted, and I hope you all have a safe and wonderful evening.
And I'm Doc Shippey. Never game alone.
Anything out of the player's handbook.
And then there's black dice that are the best tactic right now.
You were watching Brick by Brick with Doc Shippey.
Hey guys, this is Doc Shippey coming to you from the MC Gamer Actual Studio.
I'm Gunny Jesse, Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Emperor.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
And I'm Gray, the Fanged Pumpkin.
And good afternoon, or good evening.
And good night.
And good night.
Damn it!